Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic Hypersonic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here to talk to you about the latest episode of Harley Quinn. It was called Getting Ice Dick, Don't Wait Up. As it starts, Mayor Joker has apparently disbanded the police department and didn't actually kill Commissioner Gordon, though I thought he had at the end of last week, so I don't know what happened. Anyway, Gordon's now out of a job and about to do the deed with his estranged wife, Barbara, when he gets a call from the Legion of Doom saying that they need a security guard. And he takes the job, leaving his estranged wife high and dry in a mountaintop cabin. Meanwhile, while fighting crime with the Bat family, Harley realizes that she can't see very well at night. And it was pretty funny because she kept bumping into things and missing her targets, and it was kind of funny. So she goes to the eye doctor, who seems like she might have been Supergirl, but I wasn't clear on that. But then she can't find anyone to pick her up after she gets eye surgery to correct her vision. Over at the Legion of Doom, it turns out that Lex wasn't really upset with Ivy, even though it seemed like he was. So he's letting her use his PR team to take herself up to the next level. At the same time, we learn that Ivy's been mentoring 3 villains, one named Terra, one named Volcana, and one named Teef, who I guess is the Swamp Thing's daughter. We then go back to Harley and we see that she ends up getting picked up by Barbara's roommate, who doesn't know Barbara is Batgirl. Lex's PR team, meanwhile, tells Ivy that even though her base likes her, she's not a hit with the wider population. And they have her do a photo shoot, and they want her to do things like throw out pitches at ball games, go on Saturday Night Live, and have a statue made of herself. And at first she's dubious, but then she goes along with it. Nightwing gets pissed off at Harley for getting herself worked on while Batgirl went missing, and he tells her that she's not actually part of the family, which Ivy isn't really happy to hear. Harley then goes to see Ivy and asks her if one of the Legion of Doom villains kidnapped Batgirl, but Ivy tells her that she knows she can't tell her that. Then Harley goes with Barbara's roommate to track down Barbara, and they find her on the mountaintop where her dad had left her mom. But when they get there, they find Captain Cold and a couple of other Cold villains horseplaying in the snow, and Harley accuses them of having kidnapped Barbara, whom happens upon the scene of Harley kicking the Cold villains' asses. It turns out that Barbara went up there to the mountain to retrieve her mother after she had been abandoned by her father, but then she herself got left behind by her mother, who went to play with the Cold villains, although we don't see her actually doing that. Ivy gives her mentees the brush off at her statue unveiling after they tell her that their plans went horribly wrong and they need her help. And at the same time, Ivy and Barbara are hanging out by a fire on the mountain, and they realize that an unconscious Dick Grayson is up in a tree nearby just before he falls out of the tree, smashing onto the ground as the episode ends with the girls screaming. So once again, this episode was funny, just like all the other episodes. There's a lot of funny stuff that they say that it's just impossible to take down every joke. But, there's a whole subplot in this about Commissioner Gordon feeling alone and like he's a failure, even though he did get a new job. He's living at the Legion of Doom, but pretending he has a house of his own. And he tries to get in with Ivy's mentees, but they see him as an old man and they don't want to deal with him, and they shoot him in the crotch with a fireball. One of them does anyway. And he pretends that it didn't burn him. And so there's that whole subplot. We continue to see Ivy striving to make inroads with the Bat family that she's now helping, and Nightwing sort of not letting her in, but Barbara tells her, give it some time and you should be able to make inroads. So hopefully she'll continue to do that and not bail on the Bat team, because that would kind of bum me out. Although I don't see how they're going to keep her with the Bat team. It just doesn't make sense for her character. But we'll have to see. And, there was a lot of funny stuff when Ivy was being pushed by the PR team to keep doing different things and to, raise her Q factor, I guess, as it were. Like they write a book for her, like by computer or whatever, or they just ghostwrite it for her. And, they start having her sign copies of it. And she even blows off her plant friend. I think his name is Frank. And so he gets a little annoyed. And, so there's that whole plot going on. And we're going to have to see where that goes, because she's kind of getting swept up in it. So, the show does have a story and it is funny. And there's a lot of funny stuff in there that I can't get down, because it's rapid fire. So this is the best I can do, to come on and tell you basically what happened and what I thought of it. And, you should watch it for yourself and hopefully you'll enjoy it like I do. But that's really it. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back to do a recap and review of the next episode once it's released. Until I return, I wish you peace and long life.